Hello, friends. Today, people around the world are honoring, remembering, celebrating mothers. This video is about one daughter's tribute to her mother. The subject of my daughter's high school senior speech 2 years ago was a bit surprise to me, as we were experiencing occasion mother and teenager daughter struggles. If you are a mother, I know you have a tribute from your daughter or your son. Maybe they didn't put it into a speech, but just know their love for their mom is in their heart. Enjoy.
In my advanced history research class, we are currently tasked with writing a paper with the theme of breaking through barriers. However, though I am assigned to write about my historical investigation, every time I think of the concept breaking through barriers, I think of my mother. My parents are from completely different worlds. My mom grew up poor in Cultural Revolution era China, while my dad grew up in small-town Wisconsin. Both are remarkable role models, and both have taught me valuable life lessons. But today's story is about my mother. My mom is an amazing woman. For starters, she is unintentionally hilarious. Despite having spoken English for almost 30 years now, my mom still mixes up words sometimes, and when we go to Chipotle, she will occasionally order a side of Guatemala instead of guacamole and not even realize it. Also, during the time that Harry Potter was all the rage, my mother would confuse Vladimir, her friend's Russian husband, with Voldemort. Regardless, however, my mom has transcended the definition of the concept of breaking through barriers for me. The main way this has occurred has been through stories my mom has told me about her childhood, stories that fascinate me because they differ so much from my own. My mom was born in 1962, near the end of the devastating 3-year famine, which was prompted by Chairman Mao's disastrous economic experiment known as the Great Leap Forward. She was born in a small, rusty hospital on the outskirts of Tianjin, China, an underdeveloped city at the time. My mom grew up in a house, if you could even call it that, around the same size as my current bedroom, where she, her parents, and her 2 younger siblings all squeezed onto one bed. Food was limited, as meat, dairy, and oil was rationed by the government, and completing high school was in no way an expectation. My mom lived her early childhood in a cultural desert brought upon by the Cultural Revolution. The communist government forbade traditional Chinese literature, art, and philosophy, as well as anything from the Western world. And so, considering how poor my mom's family was, the only book she owned as a child was Chairman Mao's Little Red Book. This photo here is of my mother at 4 years old holding that book. When my mom was 15, her grandpa offered her his job of selling fish at a local market when he retired. She refused because she wanted to continue going to school and to eventually venture out in her life, where her family had never ventured before. Denying his offer was a shock to everyone, and my mom was heavily criticized and even bullied for passing up such an opportunity. My mom's parents, although they were hardworking and honest people, believed that education did not pay. During the turbulent period of the Cultural Revolution, intellectuals were persecuted and personal achievement was almost dangerous. Back then, the safest, wisest path was to be a worker. And so, in their opinion, my mom's life was set. She had been given the one thing she needs for stability in adulthood, a job. As the eldest child, she could now earn an income and help provide for the family. However, my mom's ambition and intellectual curiosity pushed her against the current of a culture and family that didn't support her pursuits. She gave up guaranteed but unsatisfactory stability for her dreams of a better life and broke through educational barriers her environment had set. After being the first in her family to progress beyond an elementary school education and graduating high school, she persisted and attended night school while working a factory job during the day, went on to a technical college, and learned Japanese as well as English by listening to a program on a local radio station. After years of hard work and persistence, my mom was able to land a highly coveted job with a Japanese trading company that ultimately led to her leaving China for Japan. It was there that she met my father and moved on to the next stage of her life. Her desire to learn never ended, though. From that point onward, she managed to publish a book, set up an NGO in China, and ultimately become a successful businesswoman. I have always grown up privileged. My life has been essentially given to me. I've had great role models, one-of-a-kind opportunities, a luxury education, the list goes on. But seeing my mother every day when I come home from school is a constant reminder that not everyone starts with the level of support or extent of opportunities that many of us at Breck enjoy. My mother broke through barriers placed by her environment and community during this unique period in Chinese history, so that I can give my senior speech today at one of the best schools in the state. She did so with little opportunity and almost no support, which is personally hard to fathom because I've grown up with both, and she still managed to rise above her surroundings and achieve her dreams. Most of us in this room benefit from amazing support structures, from having families that support your dreams to attending a prestigious school that provides you the skill set, to even living in a country and a culture that values shooting for the stars. These luxuries may seem like a given, but I hope you all recognize just how lucky we are. I know I do, because my mom reminds me of it every day. Thank you.